Welcome back to Tales of Symphonia. Let's rebuild Lewin, because it's not quite finished yet.
Reminds me of how the mayor of Shantae labeled Skeleton. It's like, my town's been rebuilt to needs work condition.
Yeah, via a wish granted from Shantae herself.
Which
And then Half Genie Hero comes out, and it looks exactly the same, and you get kicked out anyway because, you know, risky.
You don't really get kicked out. You're more like, well, I'm out of here.
Gee, it's almost like Risky takes over the town again.
She doesn't really do that. She's just like, oh, well, it's not here. Bye.
Okay, so at this point, the town itself is completely rebuilt. The rest of this stuff is optional to upgrade the shops.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Well, they don't explain
Don't
that.
you want to do it?
Like, he says he needs more money in order to upgrade the shops. They don't explain how much you need, which can really fucking suck.
It's good.
Anyway, again, since this is a newer video, in case for some reason people are watching this before the other ones I put up, if you want to get money to rebuild Lewin, the best thing you can do is go to the Temple of Earth and grind off of the giant dragon. Make sure you equip a blue Saphira before you do that, though.
I just took another shot.
Well, at least it's been long enough that you're sobered up at this point.
Mm-hmm. I lost count.
Yeah. And again, you can't actually name that dog until you give them enough money for that guy to think to build the freaking dog a doghouse.
I'm gonna call that dog Old Yeller.
Honestly, I don't remember what his name is.
Either. Then again, why would you know? And then again, why would you remember?
Yeah. Anyway, so right now, since we've upgraded the normal shops, the normal shop is fine, but now since this upgrade, we now get the Fighting Spirit, which has everybody's joke weapons, which is the third best weapon, or in certain cases, second best weapon for everyone in the game.
Or for some cases, their only weapon.
Or their best weapon.
Yeah. Looked at Rain.
The paper fans transferred from Smash Brothers Melee to being a double sword item for
Fuck
Lloyd.
you stole my joke.
One of us was gonna fucking say it.
I think out of my... I love this one, because you're literally punching people with money. It's like, I'm so rich, I can literally kill you with money.
I don't know if that's actually a joke or not,
is.
or if the money bags actually do get stronger depending on how much gold you have. I don't think they fully explain it.
I don't know
because there are some Tales games where that happens.
And they're broken as shit.
I didn't know if it was like the golden armor in Twilight Princess, where the more rupees you have, the more defense you have.
Not in this case. Anyway.
Okay, good.
I think one of my favorite joke weapons is the baseball bat's actually my favorite.
Yeah, Zelos gets two different joke weapons. I don't know why.
I think it's supposed to represent one's for Kratos, one's for Zelos.
Yeah, but subsequently, Kratos can equip both of them too,
Yes.
so it kind of defeats the purpose.
I don't know. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to. I'm sorry, but I'm just imagining Kratos I'm just imagining Kratos fighting with a goddamn baseball bat. That's terrifying.
He's the lead hitter for the New York Giants. He better damn well know how to use a bat.
But can he beat the?
Jesus Christ! I have over 1,200 attack now with paper fans. What the shit?
But can he beat the ultimate pitcher, Yamcha?
Probably. Yamcha's just a guy.
a guy who has key control over his baseball.
Okay, now technically, Sheena's money bags are her third best weapon. The second best weapon you get from beating Kuchinawa, which I do not recommend fighting him right now. Because full disclosure from me, I tried doing like 3 practice runs against that fucker, and he kicked my ass. So, no.
For the record, you actually got it backwards.
Well, point being is that I attempted to fight Kuchinawa at this point because I thought I would be strong enough to beat him, because much like the Sword Dancer, at this point, well, Sword Dancer 3 is unlockable at this point. Well, no, actually he's not. My mistake. But point being is that Kuchinawa is one of the optional bosses that doesn't really have a time limit. You can fight him anytime you want. Unfortunately, though, if you do lose to him, then you can't refight him. So you miss out on a weapon for Sheena there.
I was trying to say that technically her best weapon is actually from here. Her second best.
I don't know if the money bag is technically her best weapon, or if it's the second best weapon and she gets a slightly better one in the final dungeon.
No.
I could be wrong about that.
No.
I don't remember much about the final dungeon of this game, actually.
She doesn't. Take my word for it, she doesn't.
That's fair enough. I know she has a better armor in the second to last dungeon, which is probably why fighting Kuchinawa is such a bitch for me at this point.
I mean, technically, you could argue that the devil weapons are the best weapons in the game, but that's kind of cheating.
Well, the devil's arm. That's cheating, because the devil's arms, in order to be everyone's best weapon, you actually have to go out of your way to make them the strongest weapon in the game.
Yeah, so that's kind of cheating.
I think this is me, like, wanting to get some extra money and then trying to make sure, like, because you actually, I don't know if you technically, well, no, you can't. You can accidentally sell the Nebulum weapons. It's the later games after this one where they decide to make them.
That's so fucking stupid.
I mean, that's why I make sure not to do it. But, like, every game after Symphonia 1, they decide to make sure that the Devil's Arms can't be sold.
That's so stupid. Why would you do that?
I was looking through all my weapons to make sure, like, did I want to just sell them all? And then I realized, oh, wait, some of them are the Devil's Arms. I want to make sure which ones are the Devil's Arms so I don't sell them by mistake.
I'm sorry, that's just fucking stupid.
It is stupid. And I don't even think they give that much extra money for selling them in the first place.
They don't. They really don't.
Oh, I know why. Because I realized I had 2 battle picks because I made one before I found one then the next dungeon over. Because I didn't realize there was going to be another one. So I think that's what I was trying to do. Is like I'm trying to figure out which one I have multiple copies of so I can get extra money off of it. Because if I can sell something to get a lot more money, it saves me time having to go back and refight that dragon to finish up the rest of Lewin later.
Mm-hmm.
Because spoiler alert, I'm not done with Lewin yet, and I'm not going to be done with Lewin for a while.
I don't know why.
Well, to be fair, I'm done with the most important parts of Lewin, because the rest of the upgrades you get just basically make the town look nicer. It doesn't upgrade the shops or anything, I think this is when you start getting statues of everyone.
You only get statues of 3 characters.
Well, that's my point, though. I think now the upgrades just give the 3 statues.
Yes.
I don't know if the statues actually upgrade the town either, but as I was looking through the items, I realized I forgot something back in Garachia Forest. Because on the subject of Devil's Arms,
You forgot it.
I forgot to backtrack over here and pick it
Well,
up.
technically, you wouldn't have been able to get this on your first run anyway. So.
No, I was supposed to backtrack after I did this, like 25 parts ago, but I didn't think to do it.
Oops.
But thankfully, now that I have the Rayards, you can get back here really fast. And this is the Devil's Arm for Zelos and Kratos.
So why isn't and I'm here too.
Yeah, Bishan just shows up every time you find one of the Devil's Arms.
I think he only shows up after you've collected enough of them. Like half of them.
That's possible.
I can't remember.
I know the last one I usually get is an Altamira, because you can't get that until you've gone to a certain point in the final dungeon.
Yeah. Then if you're not actually going out looking for them, that might be actually your first one. If you're not if you're not actively looking for them.
I think you have to find the evil eye in the Temple of Earth because you kind of run into it.
True. That's true.
And I think Lloyd's Nebulum weapon you have to find too.
It's been a while.
Other than that, the rest of them you have to actually actively look for.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I only remember because I have the friggin' player's guide that explains all this for me. Even though I've played and beaten this game like 10 times.
That looks like Soul Edge.
Well, the Fafner's just a knife, so...
Okay, Soul Edge Jr. It's not a...
So anyway, I'm going to be jumping around a lot because there's a lot of side quests that open up at this point.
Should we stop collecting? We already agree we're going to get them. Shut up.
Because as we all know, in RPGs, the closer you are to the end of the game, the closer the world is to destruction, the more likely there's going to be side quests.
Ganon's gonna just...
Especially when the world's in peril.
Ganon's gonna destroy the world, but I want that last heart piece, and this guy keeps charging me rubies.
Yes, I watch a lot of H.C. Bailey. I know that's one of his quotes, but he's not wrong. RPGs tend to wait until the world's in dire peril to go, oh, by the way, you can go unlock a whole bunch of extra stuff now.
Altamir's new mascot. Curse you, Frogger. He bailed out on us.
I didn't know Frogger was owned by Namco. It might be owned by Namco now. I have no idea.
we lost our mascot membership for King. Now we gotta come up with something else. Fuck.
Damn it, who are we gonna have? Damn it, we already put our main mascot in Smash. Now we need to find someone to replace him.
Fuck. You find someone in the barrel. Is there any junk in there we could use?
I mean, there were 7 other Tales games before this. There was like 5 other Tales games before this one.
Alright, let's try it.
Alright. Does anyone even remember who the fuck Klonoa is?
Boo! You stink!
I know you already used that line in your playthrough.
I think I actually inserted a boo track too.
I can't remember that either. I don't.
Nah.
I know you used that line.
Yeah, this became Presea's permanent costume for the rest of my run, by the way.
Also, they mistranslated Loopity-Doo as Loop'll-Do, but whatever.
Yeah, I think that's actually a line. I think it's actually a line that Klonoa doesn't say in the Wii remake.
Maybe it's pronounced Loop'll-Do in the Japanese version, and the English version is Loopity-Doo. I don't know.
Best not to think about it.
Also, the Klonoa costume has a little Pac-Man on the side of the hat.
Yeah.
Because of course it does.
He kind of referenced Pac-Man somehow.
She doesn't keep she doesn't have the cat ears in that costume though, unfortunately.
Do you really in that regard? Do you really want to?
I don't know. She's got pigtails already. Why not make the pigtails be cat ears?
They may as well be.
Or go the extra mile and go, hey, if she has this costume on, she has a second art where she has a new art where she can use that wind tornado thing.
Stupid wind move.
Whatever the fuck that is.
It's in the that moves in the remake too, and I still have no idea what it does.
I don't think anyone knows what it does. It's just kind of there. But yeah, that's the Klonoa costume.
That became my Perseus permanent costume.
The only reason I'm not using it is because it doesn't give her any extra stat boost when she gains levels.
That became her permanent costume because goddamn she needs something.
I think that's the only costume that she gets in the entire game, actually.
That's it.
The only one that actively changes her on-screen model.
That's sad.
Again, it really feels like everything about Regal and Presea are just thrown in at the last minute because...
That's sad.
I don't dislike Regal and Presea, but it feels like the game actively dislikes Regal and Presea because of how little character development they actually get. To be fair to them, though, they do get that character development in the OVAs.
Yeah, and that includes
Like, past me, you gotta actually talk to the guy.
yeah. You mentioned the OVAs giving them character development, right? Those same OVAs are the one that deteriorates that character development in the bonus episodes too.
Well, you could say that about literally everything.
True. Like the time when Corrin died, Regal decided not to use his hands anymore, so he just started headbutting everything.
I know, because you keep referencing that.
Because it's freaking hilarious, man.
I know. Also, if anytime you're in Altamira and you talk to people in the Klonoa costume, they all say "Wahoo" to you.
Whoop-de-doo.
Because everyone has to stay in character.
I think the funny part is that they're actually like, oh man, this sucks. Oh man, you poor.
Like that one guy by the entrance is like, man, I hate doing this. But then the one bunny girl is just like, hey, it's actually kind of fun.
Wahoo! Hang in there. No, creeper.
Mary,
Creeper.
no.
Kill him.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
No.
Presea is like 27, so it's not really that creepy.
No.
At least he's not hitting on Colette, who's only 16.
Bigger no. Wahoo! Hang in there. This shift's almost over.
I don't remember when I can actually get this costume, but I got it as soon as I could.
She just sitting there. Look, I'm feeling 30. Can we just go?
And I'm going to keep the costume on her for a while because you do get a skit with her if you keep the Klonoa costume on long enough.
When you're going for everybody's beach attire, this is where they're going to show up.
Yes, but we have to get to that stuff's not going to activate for quite a while.
Yeah, you can also take advantage of that. You can also exploit that to see everybody's costumes too.
If there's one consistent thing I dislike about the Tales series is that they wait until literally the very end of the game to unlock the last bit of side quests.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you're literally right outside the final boss door. Time to backtrack to every single area in the game to get random shit that doesn't matter.
And the final boss is like, God, where is everybody? They should have been here by now.
Yeah, exactly. It was like,
they deserted me.
Like, man, they literally. It's like, wow, I didn't think they would literally just back away. I thought being. It was like, really? The only thing I needed to do to stop them was hide myself behind a giant door? Damn.
No, it's like, hey, they left. No wonder nobody came to my birthday party. It's like when Nelson May laughed at himself in the mirror.
That's just me.
Hey, that hurt. No wonder nobody came to my party.
Okay, so now I'm going to... So there's a couple other side quests I can do. One in Mel Tokyo, which is why I'm trying to remember exactly. There it is.
What is it, Jesus?
No, actually, it's something to do with Zelos.
Oh, no King Jesus.
Well, he's kind of recovering from being poisoned right now.
I'm sure he's fine.
Well, he is, but he still has to, recover from the fact that he was being poisoned.
just want to act like Jesus from the Fight of Gods game. Or he's with Jesus on the cross, and he's like, "I'm back." Just break down from the cross, and uses the pieces as boxing gloves.
Okay, now we get the Klonoa skit. After you leave the costume on long enough, apparently Presea just keeps talking in Klonoan. And the only other one that likes it is Colette, because of course she would.
So wait, Konoha's the idol of Altamira.
Yes.
I don't see that place lasting very long. Just saying.
Do we tell them that at this point, Klonoa hasn't had a game in like 10 years?
I think it's better if they find out for themselves. I mean, to be fair,
Actually,
at
at the time of this recording, Klonoa hasn't had a game in like 15 years.
To be fair, I believe there's trademarks of re-releasing the PS1 game. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, if we get the PS1 games on Switch, that'll be something.
That's,
but
like I said, that's about it. Pudding. That's Beard's favorite
I think you told
dog.
me once that like they haven't had Klonoa hasn't been relevant for Namco in over a decade.
It's Pudding. That's Beard's favorite dog.
No, Beerus would eat the poor thing.
True. You never come by here anymore. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, these are the three girls that were like calling Colette a whore for some reason when we first got here.
That's rich stereotypes for you.
This is also the same three that were like freaking out because when Zelos first met Colette and she didn't have her soul, she fucking chucked him halfway across the town.
Yeah.
That was amazing, by the way, Colette. You should do that more often.
Yeah.
Also, but at the same time, that was also like 5 minutes after she had kicked a stray dog, so... That poor dog.
There's stories that say he's still going around the earth as we speak.
No, I'm wondering if the dog she kicked ended up being that dog that we just named earlier. Pudding was that poor dog that we kicked. The poor thing.
He was saved by the god of destruction.
To be fair, Colette, while she knew it was happening, she had no control over herself at the time. She would never have kicked the dog on purpose.
And now the cat is meowing because we're talking about a dog. And he just fell off the couch.
I know.
You okay, buddy?
Is he okay?
He just went out in the other room.
Why did he fall off the couch?
He was trying to rub up against my leg, and he didn't see the giant gaping hole between me and the couch.
I know.
Stupid cat.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Kiss my curvy butt. Goodbye. I'm tired of dealing with...
Yeah, Sheena does have a good point.
Zealous, I'm sick of your bullshit.
Zealous, your groupies are pissing me off. Tell them to fuck off. So now he gets a costume to hide his face. This is one of two ways where you can get this costume. The other way to do it is if you go into the Coliseum with him alone.
Actually, no. You don't get that there.
Well, he gets this costume, you just don't keep it.
Yep. This is the costume Zealous wears if you go into the Coliseum. You wouldn't have known that if I didn't tell you during the failed recording.
Well, I'm bringing it up now because it's something that's interesting.
Just saying. I call it bold and brash.
More like belongs in the trash.
Damn.
Now, I don't think it gives. Well, does it give you extra stats? I don't think so. I think it's just a costume.
All the costumes are the same. They don't give you any bonuses. You should really go inside Zelda's house to get a better look at it.
Yeah, I probably should.
Should have.
I didn't realize how far back the camera pulls out on here.
Oh well.
I'll get a better look at it later.
I can't remember what costume I gave Zealous for my run, but I think I just left him the default costume.
I usually just keep default costumes on because most of them in this game aren't actually very good, to be honest.
You don't like Pirate?
I did say most, it is all.
You are
And
Pirate.
to be fair, while the PS3/PS2 port has a lot of inferiorities to it, mainly with the frame rate, they have a lot of extra costumes that are actually really cool.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Lloyd getting a costume that makes him look like Guy from Tales of the Abyss.
Actually, I think that's a freaking swap. I think that's a model swap.
And then Colette gets a costume that... And then Colette gets a Rita costume. I can't remember all the other ones.
Gina gets one based on Judith, because of course she does. Don't worry about us.
Oh
we won't
yeah,
do
and then
anything.
Rain gets one that's based on Pascal for some reason.
Say again. I think I talked over.
Rain's costume is Pascal for some reason,
Get the fuck out of my castle.
and Genus is Luke.
For some reason.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's everything we can... Aside from the Coliseum stuff, which I'm not doing right now because I'll get my ass kicked. I think we're done with Meltokio for now.
I'm surprised Persea didn't get a costume based on Sophie.
I'm honestly surprised about that too. Especially since we got one for Pascal. Maybe they didn't want to use too many from the same game. But,
I've gotten you. What is it, Konoha? Tell us, boy.
Stupid cat. Actually, is Klonoa a cat? I have no idea.
He's a rabbit, actually.
Oh. Should have figured from the ears.
Yeah. Let's go.
Fuck it.
Fucking asshole.
Genus is your 10 years younger boyfriend, not me.
Which makes the relationship with Dawn very, very, very awkward.
Their relationship in this game is awkward enough as it is.
No. Didn't say it wasn't. It kind of makes him look like an asshole in Dawn because you're basically cockblocking Genus from it.
Well, you could do the. You can make him be friends with anybody in Dawn, which is already weird enough as it is.
Friend.
And then you can just say fuck it to everyone and have him be best friends with Zelos of all goddamn people.
They have the best bromance. It's great.
It doesn't make any sense. Why
That's
would
the
Lloyd
fun-
be best friends with Zelos, who he knows for like half a year by the end of the first game?
I think that's the joke.
He knows Sheena for longer because
That's why I'm
she's
saying.
been with him
That's why I'm
since,
saying.
like,
That's why
the
I'm
first
saying.
2 hours of the game.
That's why I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that's the joke.
The only other one that's more awkward than that is Regal, because Regal's like the literal closest thing to an actual father Lloyd has in the entire series.
The Piccolo of Symphonia.
And then Dirk's just like, this bastard.
What? Because I'm a better chef than you, now you have problems? Like, damn.
Okay, so we've basically done as much of this. So, sorry that this was nothing more than just the basic side questy part, but I wanted to get as much of that done as I could. As I mentioned before, I wanted to show off the fight with Kuchinawa in this video, but I am nowhere near ready for him, so I will show him off later.
And then he'll still get his ass kicked anyway.
Probably because I'm not very good at using Sheena, honestly.
You are not. I'm telling you right now. You are not You are not getting the bad ending of that scenario. You are getting the good ending, and you will like
not
it.
going to.
I am not going to.
I'm not
You are
going
not
to.
going
The
to
next
rage
time I
quit.
attempt to fight him, it's going to be when I know I can beat him.
And then you'll get your ass kicked anyway, and you're going to be like, fuck it. And I'm going to be like, no, you don't do
No,
it.
I've beaten him before. I've beaten him every time I play this game. I'm not gonna back out on it now. I just need to get Sheena better armor so that she doesn't get hit for 550 damage every turn.
She shouldn't be getting hit. She shouldn't be getting hit for that much damage in the first place. Anyway.
Well, she's only getting hit for that much damage because of the armor that I have on her. Anyway, we're going off a tangent here. Point is, at this point, I suck at fighting him, so we're gonna fight him later.
He'll still get his ass kicked.